Geronimo Stilton, The Phantom of the Subway, Chapters 1 and 2. Alright, so the book that we're going to be reading is Geronimo Stilton, The Phantom of the Subway. So when we look at the cover, we can see the series of books, which is Geronimo Stilton, and the title of the book, which is The Phantom of the Subway. And then if we look all the way down at the bottom, we see the publisher, Scholastic. So if we go to the back, we see a little bit of a description of, or background information of what the book is going to be about. So I'll read it very quickly for you guys. Who is Geronimo Stilton? That's me. I run a newspaper. But my true passion is writing adventure stories. Here in New Mouse City, the capital of Mouse Island, my books are all bestsellers. My stories are funny, famousefully funny. They are whisker-lickin' good tales, and that's a promise. So the one that's more specifically talking about the book is this one right down here. I just read this one. The Phantom of the Subway. Smokin' Swiss cheese. There was a ghost haunting New Mouse City's subway tunnels. My whiskers were trembling with terror at the thought of it. But I knew I had to get the scoop for the Rodents Gazette. So I set off to investigate. Little did I know that I was in for the fright of my life, because the ghost turned out to be a cat. So over here, we have Geronimo Stilton, which is our main character, and then Thea, Trap, and Benjamin, which are other characters. And then, so I actually have some other books over here that I can show you guys that we're not going to be reading, but I thought that it would be a good idea to show you guys how to find different things in books, like the synopsis things that we saw over here and over here. So this is just a Shel Silverstein book I got a long time ago, but so over here it's a hardcover and it's just on the side. Sometimes you'll get parts of the stories that they'll put over here for a little look inside. Or over here, this was one of my favorite books in elementary school, Sisters. Again, it's over in the back. So now we can get reading. All right. Dear mouse friends, welcome to the world of Geronimo Stilton. The editorial staff of the Rodents Gazette. So over here, we have some staff members of the staff at the Rodents Gazette. So the way that we would figure out which one is who is that we find the number over here. So let's say Linda Thinslice. Her number is 1. So we try and find the number 1 and the character it corresponds to. So I'm looking through and I see, oh, there's number 1. And the character closest to the number 1 is over here. And that's Linda. So you guys, if you want to do this to know more characters, you can pause the video right here and figure out who's who. Geronimo Stilton, The Phantom of the Subway. Terror in the subway. Cheese niblets. The subway was chasing me. My heart was racing. My teeth were chattering. My ears were ringing. I woke up with a start. Phew, it was only a dream. That's right, I was safe and sound in my bed. My ears weren't ringing, but the phone was. I picked it up. Hello, Geronimo Stilton squeaking. My sister's shriek made me jump. Geronimo, get your tail to the office right now. It's important, Thea yelled. I looked at the clock and leaped. What? 10 minutes past 9. I was terribly late. I'm on my way, I told my sister. But I was talking to a dial tone. One thing you should know about my sister, she is not the most patient mouse on the block. I jumped in the shower, brushed my teeth, and got dressed in record time. I rushed to the Singing Stone Plaza subway station. I was waiting for my train when I heard a horrifying sound. Meow! The crowd rushed for the stairs, squeaking in terror. A cat! There's a cat in the subway! I ran for the exit too. It was bad enough I was late for work. I wasn't about to become some cat's breakfast sandwich. Rodents were pushing and shoving. I stood back. Oh yes, I wanted to save my tail, but I didn't want to be crushed into a furry pulp. Just then, I noticed an elderly lady holding a young mouse by the paw. "Come on, Grandma," the little mouse cried, but the old mouse lady was frozen with fear. Quickly, I grabbed her paw. "Don't worry, madam," I yelled. Everything was going to be all right. I scooped up the young mouse, then I led them both to the stairs. At last, we were outside. "Thank you, you are a true gentle mouse," squeaked the old lady gratefully. I smiled. "Do you like to help others?" "I do. It makes me feel all warm inside. Sort of like when you eat a delicious bowl of hot cheddar soup." Thinking of soup reminded me that I had forgotten to eat breakfast. I was starving. I bought the little mouse a cheese ice cream. Then I had one too. Not my typical breakfast. But then, this was not a typical morning. A phantom cat. I looked at my watch. It was 10 o'clock already. I had to get to the office right away. Oops, I almost forgot. I never introduced myself. My name is Geronimo Stilton. I run the Rodents Gazette. It is the most popular newspaper here on Mouse Island. Thea is the paper's special correspondent. Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes. I was on my way to the office. I decided to hail a taxi. When I arrived at the Gazette, I looked for my sister. Suddenly, I heard the roar of a motorcycle. The door flew open, and there she was. I groaned. "Thea, how many times do I have to tell you?" I squeaked. "Don't ride your bike into my office." She just giggled. Then she parked her bike next to my desk. "Forget the bike, Jerry Berry," she ordered. "I've got bigger news. It seems there's a humongous cat in the subway. It may even be a ghost. We absolutely have to beat the Daily Rat to the scoop." I tried to tell Thea about the meowing in the subway, but she wasn't listening. Once my sister gets on a roll, there is no stopping her. She's like the Apollo Swiss cheese rocketing into space. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Now she raced to the computer and started surfing the net. "Here it is," she shrieked, making me jump. You should know another thing about my sister. She's very excitable. She began to read the latest news on the mysterious cat. It went something like this. On Monday, rodents reported smelling cat pee-pee at the Cheese Rind subway station. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. On Tuesday, someone found strange cat-like scratches at the Scurry Hill station. On Wednesday, huge cat prints were found at the Nibble Drive station. On Thursday, horrified passengers spotted a cat's shadow at the Curly Fur Court station. On Friday, that's today, an awful cat's meowing was heard at the Singing Stone Plaza station. That's the one where Geronimo was before. Rumor had it that the cat was a ghost. Yes, an honest-to-good mouse, horrible, horrifying, hideous ghost cat. Now, we have to remember that Geronimo and everyone on New Mouse Island are mice. So who is the mice's mortal enemy? That's right, a cat. So you can see why they're getting really worried, and how it's a big scoop for the Gazette. I chewed my whiskers. Can you please stop using that word? I begged Thea. You know I'm terribly afraid of cats. My sister snorted. Geronimoid, she smirked. You're afraid of everything. In fact, if you weren't a mouse, I'd call you a fraidy cat. I felt faint with fear. My sister has no sympathy for a mouse of my delicate nature. Alright, so let's review what happened in the last 2 chapters. So our 2 chapters that we read were The Terror in the Subway and The Phantom Cat. So, take a moment to think about and reflect what happened in these chapters. And unpause your video real quick and then come back to me in a minute. Thank you all for being such good listeners, and keep posted for the next chapters to come. Thank you.